Yep, time to start the stream. How you doing? Hello. Gosh, it's nice to be here. I've been dreaming about today's stream for years. Cheers. Diet Coke. Very nice. How's your Taco Tuesday going? I'm going to stream today like I stream every day. Hey, if you're new here, let me tell you a little bit about the stream. Let me give you a little preview. We're going to be playing Microsoft Flight Simulator for some period of time. And then we're not going to be playing Microsoft Flight for a short period of time. There'll be a break. And then I'll be playing live music. Today's Ken's Lounge. I'll bring my piano in here. We're going to play piano. Live piano. It's going to be about 45 minutes of Microsoft Flight Simulator content, about 45 minutes of musical content. And that's going to be today's stream. Like yesterday's stream, the day before, the one after before that. And 180 streams. 184th something, 185th stream now. No, it's more than that, but that's the number of VODs I have on YouTube. I don't do anything particularly different. It's pretty much the same damn thing every time. All right, so let's get to it. Oh, by the way, today for the special thing I mentioned to my Twitter viewers, we're going to be showing my setup in a way that I don't. So I'm going to use one of my cameras to show the other two cameras. So you see how my three cameras are set up, how my lights are set up, how and just basically how my desktop is set up. So that could be of interest. It's basically my setup has evolved quite a bit over the last 6 months, and I'm starting, and it will continue to evolve because I just like to tinker with things. I'm a tinkerer, So we'll do some tinkering. I might, I'm not totally happy with all the cameras and all the lighting is not necessarily perfect. Let's just be moved a little this way here, maybe. But I'll never actually hit perfection. That's fine. But I would like to get, I like having kind of a professional stream set. Obviously, everybody can see I put some time and effort into the stream setup. Oh yeah, one of the things you never see, by the way, on my stream is my really nice microphone. I look at other people's stream and I'm always like, well, they have a really expensive Shure SM7B microphone that they're obviously proud of putting right in the camera frame because it was $500 or $400 or whatever, which is fine. Mine is not I have a really nice AT2035. It's Audio-Technica. It's a really fancy. It's a quite nice microphone. Let me put it that way. Well, it's a really clear day in Florida. We've done Miami recently. We've done the Space Coast. What's out there? Top Gun Carrier Fort Myers. Can you take off from there? Not in ultralight. I've never clicked this as a takeoff point before, so this will be new to me. But then the second point thing is an airplane of appropriate nature. That we could actually manage taking off a carrier. Well, we could use a carrier-based plane, although I don't think this is going to work that well. That's what we're here for. We're here to experiment and try new things. So we're going to do like just a 5-minute segment where I'm going to talk about my stream setup, the technical issues. And then we're going to move to the music segment, which is going to be me bringing in my piano and playing Ken's Lounge, regular tunes today. Nothing like electric piano, James Taylor. A few songs, the regular songs I happen to sing, but mostly just instrumental, lightweight kind of lounge music today. Hope you enjoy it if you're here. For that, should be nice. It's going to be a quiet day, I have a feeling. People are back to work. They're getting down to work. February, March is pretty much, a down in the work kind of thing. I don't know how many people can get away. Okay, we're gonna be out in the air, so we got to get ready to fly this thing, right? Now, for example, why did my thing just open? Why did this open? Hell flaps. Where is that? canopy handle. What are we doing? Why did this open? This has to be closed. There we go. What's going on here? Hold on a second, folks. I don't know why. It's a really tricky one. Canopy handle. There we go. Leaving it open part way is very dangerous. The engine's barely on, so that's a problem. Okay, where were we flying over? Where is the boat? It's back there. Okay, we're gonna fly over right here. We're in the middle of the ocean off the west coast of Florida. I'm gonna turn this down just a wee bit here for you. And there's something going on. Okay, these are moving. I think. But we're going to buzz it. I don't think this is the kind of aircraft carrier we can land on. But I've never seen it before. It's part of the Top Gun expansion, which is the DLC. It's kind of like the Ornithopter was. And it comes with a bunch of planes, including the F-814 or F-18 or whatever, and this aircraft carrier, which I've never seen because I never did the kind of Top Gun DLC missions, which I should do someday. Which I think take you to here, either for takeoff and or landing. But we're gonna take a look at it, and then we'll go to Florida. We'll head east back to the mainland of Florida, because we're off the west coast of Florida. Yeah, I'm getting pretty proud of my setup though. It's starting to work okay, and it's definitely, all setups are unique. It's definitely different. I'm not going to say it's better than people who certainly not better than people who spend a lot more money than I do. So yeah, you can see that it's moving. That's supposed to be the wake. That's not great. Or is that just smoke coming out of it? I'm not really sure. Okay, no, I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so that's a beautifully detailed carrier, that's for sure. It might be possible to land on it. Let's give it a whirl. Now, for one thing, we're going to have to figure out what our hook is. Where is the hook? Cowl flaps, propeller, gun sight. If we can't find the hook, it's not going to go well. But I know it's somewhere in here. Headphones. Where would it be? Around here, maybe. No. Flaps would be around here. Mixture. I wonder if like H does it, or like Shift H. No. All right, we gotta find the hook. That's gonna be tricky. We're gonna pause it so that we don't crash, and that'll give us some time. Gun sight, magneto, propeller. Tail hook. And it's this cable operated thing here. Alright, that's that tail hook. Alrighty. Okay, we're moving. Where is the ship again? It's over there. Okay, that's the mainland. We're gonna attempt a carrier landing, although I've never tried anything remotely like this. See? It's new. That's why my content, I mean, like I've been doing 180 shows. That's what I like to call them. Yet there's always something I have no idea how to do. Alright, tailhook is one thing. But we're really going to need gear. Or also, you know what I mean? Wait, we don't need it yet, though. Alright, let's see if we get a line up here. This is what it looks like from here. I don't know if I'm good at this. Okay, it specifically says landing flaps down here, right? It doesn't want to move. Okay. Those landing flaps? Yeah, interesting. Okay. Gears coming down now that we're going slow enough. Gotta keep us from going too slow. Gotta line up. This is what it looks like from here. You're literally lining up where you want to land, right in the middle of this round glass thing. That's what it's for, and for bombing, but also for lining up on a runway. Okay, we got the hook down, we got the gear down, we got a great line, a decent lineup at least. We're going not too slow. We have the landing flaps down. And the restaurant. Yeah, I don't know. This could work. By the way, and there's 2 green lights on the, which means we have a good glide slope. Those 2 green lights to the upper left of kind of where you can see those. What's our speed though? We're a little fast. Bring it down to throttle. Bring down the throttle quite a bit. Well, I did catch the first hook, but that's not considered a good landing. The 3rd hook is optimal. But this is already better than the, I think a little better than the carrier, the Miltech carrier. This is a Top Gun carrier. All right, let's put this away here. Tail hook goes away. So now we should be able to go over this part. I have never been to this carrier. And I certainly am kind of happy that I landed on it. Look, what's going on over here? Is this a person? Or is this just... No, I think this is just kind of scenery, this helicopter landing over here. Because I have never been here. It's really cool. It's got all this extra animation stuff. These people standing around. They're not reacting to me. I think we could probably catapult launch too, if we got to the right place. Although we don't need to in a plane like this. Wow, that's beautiful though. And this plane, this helicopter here just landed. Don't worry about this. Or did it? Or is it still... I don't know what's going on with there. All right. Well, that was kind of cool. But we're still going to fly. Now, I think this thing has a special thing called a catapult launch. So we're going to get ready. Because it effectively makes a catapult launch from wherever you are. Trim there. So we go catapult launch, and a 3-second countdown, full power, and that effectively gives us the boost we need to actually get off the runway without having to kind of line up for a catapult. All right, we're gonna go our head east to Florida. That was interesting, though. We took off and landed from that aircraft carrier, which I've never done before. Cool. I mean, I'm just always into things that are slightly new. Somebody flying around in an ornithopter over there. Those things are extremely fast. But we are in a vintage World War II plane, which is my favorite kind of plane. My absolute favorite. Vintage World War II aircraft. Is this like just kind of like a spit of land that sticks out from Florida? I don't know. All right, what do we got here? I'm checking things like my mixture. What's my mixture at? Mixture's good. Throttle. Oh yeah, propeller. Probably want to adjust that down. Mixture a little less even. Down there. Trim, landing flaps, main tank, perfect. Do we have a drop tank? No, we don't. We're good. pitch trim set to something wild. Very good. That's better. There's a little bit of trim needed. I'm getting used to this. Is only the second or third or fourth time that we get like red smoke. I must have my master smoke off. Code of the day. I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's got some interesting buttons in here. What else we got? Gun sights. Don't need that. Magneto. We need that. Fuel pump. Emergency. No. We got some lots of controls over here. What do we got? SOS. Flare. Oh, it does send out flares. Oh, wow. The flare gun sent out flares. Oh, I'm really happy about that. I thought it probably didn't do nothing. You see those behind us? That's what just shot out. Interesting. That must go straight up. Right drop tank, left drop tank. Jettison covers. Okay. Catapult launch, smoke generator, wings. So we turn the smoke generator on, and we should be able to control the color of the smoke all the way over here. Right? Maybe not. Alright, smoke off. If I turn these off, still has smoke. Okay, but there's like 2 smoke sections. Alright, let's turn off the smoke from here. Smoke generator off. What are these? Drop tanks, running lights, a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of lighting, prime engine, cowl flap. Should we leave them closed? Sure. These are breakers. Okay, gear, manual gear. Handle interactions, auto mode. I don't know what that means. Headphones. Misspelled receive. How you doing, Science? We're taking the Grumman P40 out for a spin. Is that bad? I think there's oil on the. You can see here that's not supposed to be there. These brown stains. I think I probably need to open the coil with these flaps a bit, and that might help. You can see them opening there. What else might I need to do? I guess those are the other. That's the only the engine control I have. What are these? These don't do anything. Tail wheel, throttle. Okay, mixture's not too much. Pitch trim. I'm just getting used to all these controls. Meanwhile, we're flying over Western Florida today, West Coast of Florida. If we head north, we should eventually hit the Tampa area. Tampa Bay, Clearwater kind of area, but that might be a while. Yeah, Tampa Bay's up there. We're to Coral Bay, I think, or something like that. This bay here. But now I gotta say, Florida. I mean, it is what it is, but it's not necessarily an exciting flyover. But I was more interested in the carrier landing. We did achieve a carrier landing. Can you just get the cowl flags partially open? Or is it just open or closed? Because there's supposed to be a percentage. Because right now it's giving me open or close. I guess we'll close them. You're supposed to be able to open them by a percentage, which is the whole point of this lever here. All right, that seems broken. Gun sight. Gun sight on. Can I turn it on? No. Particular reason I can't turn the gun sight on? Now it says on. Okay. So right. So gun sight is that in there. Oh, and it's cool. And it shows you where the bullets are going to go. So it kind of moves around like it should. Nice. But you can't fire guns, so that's all you get. We don't need it on though. Off. There it is. There's a regular sight now. Oh, there's on and off. Or there's on and off. There's off, on, and alternate. That seems pretty detailed. Extra detailed. I don't need that. A lot of planned developments. Again, we talked about it when in Florida. The Prestige home has a backyard that has water behind. No, there's a backyard and then there's water. Either a little pond, or a lake or a canal system that goes out to the ocean, which is then nice because you can have a boat. But as you can see here, they're just ponds that they dig out and they naturally fill in with water over. It's really easy. And so people have effectively what I would say is a water feature in their backyard, which probably leads to a lot of frog noises, in my opinion. Insect sounds, from the backyard. But I don't know. I guess people in Florida like living that way. You can see how many houses here. Not all of them. Many of the houses have a backyard that has a pond behind it, effectively. Some don't. Some don't have their own pond. But it's not like you're going to go swimming in the pond. Well, it rains a lot in Florida, and plus, you can see there's just a lot of water. It's very humid. Even if it didn't rain, water doesn't evaporate because the air is already almost saturated. It's impressive how humid it is. And also oppressive. I don't like the high humidity weather. I get used to it. Like I lived in Hawaii, which is the same thing. And it rains a lot in Hawaii too. How am I doing in there? I'm doing okay. Lots of details. I think I was overheating my engine, and that's what caused that discoloration there, by the way. I think, because it wasn't there. It does. That is dynamic. I mean, it's not there when you start. Let's see if I can get this to not climb. See, there's a bunch more planned developments, all that have water features. Not all the houses, but most of them. And this one looks like it has a canal where you might be able to get out to the ocean eventually. Maybe I had enough patience. But yeah, it's you can call it Florida, but I call it water feature. And and all these houses are cookie cutters, I'm sure, like, the interiors are identical. I mean, some are different. Most are not. All right, so we're approaching Sarasota, Florida here, which is a moderately sized town. Yeah, water feature as opposed to pond in the backyard. Well, it's not even, it's not even a real pond. But it's like, can you imagine if they tried to name all these? There's 80 billion of them. But then you get regular neighborhoods with no ponds. These people are living on the ocean, though. Now I think that's kind of a different level of living. So here's where you get a water feature that comes in far enough that some people could probably have a boat. I think Florida living is about having a boat too, being able to take your boat out. Could be a small boat, could be a big boat, but it better be a boat. Could be a little inflatable dinghy, I don't care. All right, let's see if we can get a little lower here. We're gonna bring our engine back so we don't go into death mode. Or rip the wings off, as I like to call it. Hey, it happens. The best of us. So, shopping area, maybe, theaters. Okay, that's a hospital, because that has a helipad that has a red cross on it. Yeah, easily identified. And this is pretty much downtown Sarasota, Florida. It looks nice. I've heard it's nice. It's not like super crowded and huge and fancy like Miami, Orlando, but other places. Palm Beach. And it looks like that's all resorts, probably, So, or, fancy living. That building has an orange roof. That's got to be a hotel. getting a little choppy out here. We're fine. We're approaching an airport. So it's loading the airport models. I'm definitely lusting after a new PC though, and thinking about how, I want if I, specking it out in my head, like what kind of memory do we need? Most importantly, what kind of we need a Gen 5 M2 hard drive and a motherboard that can handle it, because they go about twice as fast. I think the Gen 5 hard drives go about 3 times as fast as the drive that I'm running off of, and that drive is holding 250 gigabytes of game-related data, and my main memory is only 32 gigabytes, but it doesn't even use that. It only uses about 20. So you can see it's having to shuffle a lot of stuff in and out of memory. So I think almost all of my issues, Southwest Airlines flight 1010 is arriving. All my issues are related to swapping data in and out of the hard drive. And the thing is, when it's choppy like that, I can see in my task manager that the C drive, which is my fastest drive, no, it's a D drive. It's the same speed though. It should be the same speed. It's not a Gen 5. I think it's a Gen 3. And so they just came out with these Gen 5 hard drives, that can go up to 14,000 megabytes per second. It's fast, and that sounds fast, but remember the main memory bandwidth is so much faster than that. It's still 150 times faster. So you're always looking for memory bottlenecks. But the thing is, well, maybe you need a GPU or CPU. No, they're not even running warm to the touch. Like the GPU barely even runs its fan. And it's because it can't get enough data to keep going smoothly. So if I go this here, you might be able to see this. I'm getting, it's not stable. Couldn't figure it out. But the fans are running it almost at 770 RPM, practically nothing. And the GPU temperature is 46. It can go up to 70, but it's not, because it's not doing anything. And the GPU power is rated it's 122 watts. Well, this GPU maxes out at over 260 watts. So I know my GPU is not the limiting factor, and it's running smooth when it gets enough data to feed the pipeline. So I know it's not the GPU; it's the memory subsystem. It's specifically the interface between my hard drive, which is a really fast solid-state hard drive, and my main memory, and that will solve a lot of problems. And the thing is, they don't test that. When they test games, they want to test the frame rate, specifically when the hard drive, when everything's loaded into memory, because they want to see, well, how many frames per second can you get? Can you get 179 frames per second or 230 frames per second? So they don't test kind of the memory. A game like this, where you're more limited by how quickly you can move large amounts of memory in and out of your main memory. I don't know how interesting this is to you, but and that's why I have to spec out a PC very carefully for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It doesn't have to have a ton of main memory. The main memory has to be really fast. It doesn't have to have a really fast CPU or GPU. I can use the ones I already have. Well, I'm going to get a new CPU, but I'm going to use the same GPU. But I'm going to put the money that I would save into getting one of these expensive Generation 5 SSDs, 2 terabyte SSD. They're like $500. Okay, so that's going to be the single bit. Well, I'm not getting it until next year, so they just came out. So I think they'll end up being a little cheaper. What am I doing here? We're heading north. I think they'll end up being cheaper by the time I actually want them. Does that bubble level work? It kind of doesn't. Or maybe it is working. It's just more. I think it is. Interesting. Okay. The bubble level shows. Yeah, it shows. Gosh, interesting. Horizontal velocity, not attitude. Interesting. Okay. Look at this little level right in the middle of the screen, right below that round panel. There's a green bubble level. It's not straight. It's curved in such a way that it shows how much velocity you have away from your straight direction if you're going straight, not the attitude you're at. It's which a regular, in other words, a regular bubble would just change as you change your wing, whereas this changes actually change like that. Anyway, it's a long story. It's an interesting instrument. It's not most older planes would only have that. All right, what else do we have down here? Section lights, landing lights. We don't have landing lights on. Cockpit lights. Okay, there's the generator. That's the master battery. We need to know where that is. Start engine. Good to know. Gun camera. We know that. Okay, we already know what these do, right? Drop tanks, cowl flaps. That's instruments. Right, we already decided what that is. The gun sight, magnetos. Right, that's smoke. And that's the gear. I'm just really taking that. Okay, it's there. Okay, if you see here, I'm going to zoom in on it a little bit so you can see it. There's a green thing with a bubble in it. And the thing is, I thought it was telling me what my attitude is. In other words, when I turned like this, it would go to the left, and it doesn't. I mean, go to the left, and when I turn like this, I was expecting it to go to the right. And I realized you're seeing it in a funny way. It's not straight. It's making a half circle away from you. And because of that, it doesn't move exactly like you think it does. It moves when there's velocity away from the center, but not angle, which is what a bubble would do. See, it's not moving up like it should, which is fine. It's because there's no. It's hard to describe, but when I actually yaw using this, it goes crazy. If I use yaw using the rudder pedals, okay. So I'm yawing to the left, so the bubble goes to the right. It's actually not a bubble. I think it's a weight. Okay, that's what I'm confused. It looks like a bubble level, but I think it's a neutral weight, and it just kind of, it's supposed to tell you something about how you're flying, how your plane is flying. And remember, especially the instruments like that are useful at night when you can't see out the front. To tell you what's going on. That's what they're there for. They're not during the day. You know what you're doing. You can see. But there's many conditions during the day where you're in clouds or whatever. Yeah, it's not like a picture level. It's not like a bubble level that you put in pictures. That's what I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to reverse engineer what it is. But I've never seen it before. What made you think that? Did I say yesterday? By the way, hello, how you doing? I like to stream every day. If I'm not streaming, I probably am not feeling well. I mean, I'm just taking a break from work, and then I'm going to get back to work. So, and that's my normal work week. And then the weekends, I'm home. So, at least during the days during the times I would stream. So yeah, if I ever don't stream, I mean, don't panic or anything. I mean, I didn't feel up to it, but I would say I streamed 13 out of 14 days on a 2-week period. And I would never, unless I know something, I would never say, oh, by the way, tomorrow I'm not going to be streaming, because I wouldn't know, I assume I'm going to be streaming. So almost every time at the end of my stream, I think you'll hear me say, hey, if you like today's stream, guess what? Tomorrow will be almost identical. Okay, guess what these people have in their backyard? Water features. Oh, I do kind of wonder what the real estate listing says. I mean, they have boat docks. I mean, these, as I say, these are the ones that have boat docks in the back. So you got your boat. You can't have a huge boat, but what I'm saying is, the listing for the house tells you how big a boat you could have, your maximum boat capacity. Because say you have a boat. Oh, you didn't get the notification. Well, that's on Twitch. That's not on me. Yeah, no, that happens all the time. I cannot do anything about it. You didn't get a notification. I'm sorry about that, but. No, that happens to me. My favorite streamers be on, and I'll be like, what the hell? I wanted to talk to them, and they're almost over now. It's been an hour, and you know what I mean? I hate that. Like, I've been really wanting to see a stream, and then I didn't get a notification. I did start a little late today. So I did start half an hour ago. So that's just, how things happen today. But I still plan on getting a full stream in. How's our engine doing? I'm trying to see where our fuel tanks are. I think they're down here. Fuel. I'm still in the main tank, which I think is the only tank we have, but we're okay. Let me just check that real quickly here. What is coming up here? I think we're coming up sort of to the south part to Clearwater and to the south part. Weights and balance. Okay, center. Yeah, I only have a center tank. Got plenty of gas. We've already had some interesting times. I'm sorry, how you doing? I'm sorry about that. We already had some interesting time. We took off in this from the air. We didn't cold start it, but around an aircraft carrier, which is located off the west coast of Florida. It's effectively a digital asset that's part of the Top Gun expansion. But I've never played the Top Gun expansion missions. So I'd never even been there. It's a really nicely done aircraft carrier. Um, and we landed. It wasn't the best landing in the world, but we landed. We got the tail hook out. We ended up on the deck. We didn't smash. And trust me, it's not that easy to line up and land on an aircraft carrier. Now it's a lot easier in these planes than the jets because they're slower. The jets are so fast, everything happens so quickly. The propeller planes, you're slowing down enough that you have some time to kind of prepare. Okay, we got some industrial sections here. Peter O. Knight, some kind of small airport, I'm thinking. Interesting. Maybe we could land there. Let's check this out. This is Clearwater? I'm thinking? I don't know. I don't know. Let's, in fact, since I don't know. Let's quickly bring up the maps so I can sound intelligent. Well, it's gonna be so. I have some interesting stuff planned shortly, so don't worry. You haven't missed any of the interesting stuff. Trust me. Stick around. It's gonna get interesting. Hold on. Okay, I think this is. Well, I know I was in Sarasota. Then we went north. Sarasota, Florida. Yes. If we go north, what do we hit? Oh, St. Petersburg. Or is this just Tampa? Hold on. Oh. Hold on. Yeah, okay, so this is Tampa. I mean, I think it's a pretty big town, but I believe this is actually Tampa. Trying to figure out what that is. Is that Davis Islands there? I believe it could be. Yeah, okay, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, Tampa, Florida. Enjoy. Enjoy a small tour of Tampa, Florida. You got the Tampa sporting events going on. They're big into sports. Down in there. And you got, decent sized downtown. By the way, today we were using the actual weather at time of day. We did not have to change it. I mean, I kind of looked at the overall weather map to kind of see if it was nice weather in Florida, and it was. But yeah, you know you're not in Europe when you're over Florida. Well, the other thing is if you're on Twitter, you can subscribe to my Twitter feed. 20 minutes before I go online, pretty much every time, I put out a Twitter post, or X, or whatever you want to call it, and I say, hey, I'm going online in about 20 minutes on YouTube and Twitch, and I try to make up something funny, and I fail pretty much every time. But then you get kind of kind of an idea, because Twitter notifications don't work all the time, and YouTube notifications are non-existent. At least I haven't figured out how to do YouTube live notifications. Okay, there's all right. We've flown around Tampa a couple times, so we're out of there. All right, let's land. The interesting thing, as I mentioned earlier in my stream, if you're still here, is unlike almost every other stream, I'm going to do a short segment where I discuss my technology that I currently have for my stream. Let's just land here. Let's line up. So I'm going to show how my cameras are set up, kind of what they are, what I purchased for the cameras, how they're currently set up, what my microphone is, why you can never see my microphone and yet you can hear me. And yet other streamers, you always be able to see their microphone really front and center. I'm going to discuss that. It's not interesting, but... we're going to stall out here. Let's just land this little tail dragger. Tail draggers always had hard to land, though. Mainly the stopping. I mean, you don't want to be going too fast. and also the that they tend to want to leap a little bit like that. Not that it's a big deal. Okay, put the flaps up and that'll put that down. Put the wheel down in a second. Come on. Flaps up. They're taking their time. No, I'm good at landing. That was fine. Oh, but don't say yet because I still have to slow down and stop. You see, it tends to want to tip over forward. Not all the tail draggers will do that, but most of them will. Now we can actually open the canopy. Get a little airflow in there. Oops. So this is Tampa International, not Tampa Bay International, Tampa International Airport. It's pretty fancy. Okay, let's open this canopy here. Oh, no. Close it. Open it. Open it. There you go. It's a tricky... they should just have a switch for that. Instead of trying to do the lever. Alright, we're going to stop it. And then I'm going to do a little short segment where I'm going to talk about my technology. How it came to... You know, where it is now, where it probably will go in the future, if anything. You know, in terms of just my physical layout. You're going to see what it looks like from my point of view, which you never do. Yeah, it's usually this little bubble thing, or is it some... I don't know what it is exactly. There's all the gates. I'm not going to find a parking spot. I'm just going to park here. But we are going to do the cool thing. And I'll show you what the cool thing is. Cool thing is, on an aircraft carrier, in order to conserve space... Wait, is it not going to let me do this because of the canopy handle? Lame. Okay. You fold your wings, and it's got this really cool folding mechanism, which you can kind of see there. They're just hinged, and then they have a locking mechanism and a kind of hydraulic thing that pushes the wing back. And but it's really wild. So you can put more of them on your aircraft carrier. That's what you can see them, and they're all kind of tucked up against you. I don't know if you can get out like that. And let's turn it off and see what happens. Okay, I would just say let's magneto. Is it gonna let me turn the magneto to off? Let's just say off. Very good. And then we can set our hopefully fuel selector to off. Throttle, our mixture would be set to cut. That would also be another way of shutting down the engine. Propeller, leave that there. Okay, and then we're going to shut down all these things to get a cold aircraft. Off, off, off. And all the lights. All the lights. Let's see. Drop tanks we don't care about. Those don't care about. And we also, so we landed on the carrier. I also found out this plane has flares you can shoot out. There I am. Okay, that's it for today's flight, but I'm not going to take a break yet. We're going to take the break after I do a little talking about my setup. It's just kind of a thing we're going to do one time. Hold on. Let me just get here at Facecam. And then I'm going to get here. Not one time, but this time, just because I feel like there's been a lot of changes. Some people might be watching this, later, and they might go, hey, I wonder how... what's going on in the background of the person's stream, of this person. I don't know that much about the person. Other people might watch me every day and still kind of not know certain things. Like the big thing is every time, as I mentioned, whenever I see people stream, is there's always a big microphone hanging out there. They got sometimes they're grabbing it, and you can see from this camera, doesn't look like there is a microphone, but I'm touching it. And the thing is, it's just below. And it's not coincidentally just below where the camera is pointing, the bottom of where the camera is pointing. So if I wanted to, I could lift it up a little bit and you'd see it. But I don't want to. Because I like it that you don't see the mic. I think it's kind of cool. Anyway, here, we get ready to go. We're going to show you some things here. Okay. So this is my third camera. Well, sorry, this is my second camera. My first camera is inside the ring light there. So you're going to see what I'm seeing here, which is Diet Coke, can of Diet Coke, Xbox controller, the mic, which from my point of view is right in my face. It's really close. This is really close to my nose. That's why you can hear me. 2 monitors over here. One is playing the game. One is showing my OBS screen so I can see what I look like and control the audio. Then I have another desktop to the right, and the desktop also has 2. It is a nice setup. That's why I'm showing it off. This desktop on the right also has. It's not a very powerful machine. It's an i5. It's about 6 years old. It has 2 monitors. So on one monitor, I'm watching someone else's stream. In this case, Giorgio the man. He's streaming, so I'm watching him do his thing. He watches me. I watch him. Look, it's fine. I don't have the sound on. And then here, I'm monitoring my YouTube. So I can see I've got 1 viewer on YouTube. That's what this means, okay? And I can see that I'm on YouTube, and that I have an excellent connection. So I'm monitoring my YouTube live stream there and my Twitch stream over here. The middle screen, that's my work screen. So that's why it's off. I don't want you to see it. You're not allowed to see it. It's a major US bank's computer. They wouldn't want you to see it on live. But usually I have it on and I have my email open, and should any email come in that's important, I can literally see it. It's right in front of my face. I might go, oh, I got to end stream. I got to do some work. Hey, they pay me well. But that's fine. I'm just taking a break. But as I say, if something important happens, I might have to technically end the stream. And the way I know is because I'd see an email pop up on this, and I might look over. You might see me look over. All right, so I'm going to talk about the 3 cameras. One's in my hand. The other is this one here. That's my main camera. I just got it a couple weeks ago. It is not a web camera. It is a surveillance camera. Look at that chonky lens it has on it, okay? And it's got a big sensor in the back. It's just a sensor with a web that plugs in. There's no power, nothing comes from the USB cable, but it's got this big manual lens with 3 manual rings: focus, aperture, and zoom. And it has a 2-to-1 optical zoom. And everything, once I've got it where I want it, you can kind of reef these down and they won't move anymore. And that's the idea. I've been trying to get it to a place where I can put these and just leave them set. I don't have to touch them. But it's actually a really good camera. It's a little noisy, as you probably might be able to tell. Now, the second camera here that you'll see sometimes is perched on top of my 3rd monitor. And that's a Logitech Stream Cam. So that's only an HD camera. The camera in my hand, I'm going to show you here, is on a microphone boom stand. Okay, so I got it on this boom, got it on the end of a boom stand here, a microphone arm. It's a Logitech Brio. It's a good old Logitech Brio. They're 4K cameras. As I say, I struggled with using these as a primary camera because I really had a lot of problems getting them to to just not autofocus, just focus in one place. Well, okay, speaking of money, I just want to say things. Yeah, first of all, this computer is 4 years old and this computer is 5 years old. And over the years, I've added monitors and stuff and things like that. And it is I put a lot of money into the setup. But obviously, things like this, the middle computer, that's not mine. So, hey, I don't take, but yeah, oh, by the way, might want to see this here while you're looking. This is a fully RGB'd out computer here. Okay, look at that. There's got that. There's my 4070 Ti's in there. I got RGB memory going crazy there. Got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fans. All right. Got my Eiffel Tower Lego, which sort of keeps it nailed down so that it doesn't fly away. Eiffel Tower is good for that kind of thing. So I have a pretty decent setup, which is why I'm not trying to brag about it. I'm just saying, yeah, it's kind of fun to accumulate things, but that's what gives me the 3 cameras. Now you're going to see the 3 cameras, and in fact, I have a new view. The other thing that I've done is get more is improve my mastery with OBS, with the studio, with the program that's effectively generating this broadcast from the cameras and from my microphone. So you have to set up scenes. I've got maybe like 10 scenes set up, including my starting screen, which is the same as my transition screen or starting soon screen. Then I've got I call the space cam only. So, I've named them all. This is gaming with cam. Okay. So I can click on all these different scenes. And then I have what I've done with the last 2 weeks really is use this transition scene. This transition scene you'll see is moving between scenes. and things like that. I want to brighten this one. Oh, this is on auto. It shouldn't be. Okay, see, we'll figure that out. So let me just fix that real quick. But and I added a new scene yesterday, so I've just been having a great time playing with stuff. Okay, let me fix this here. Okay, so the Logitech Brio. What is my configuration here? Is it automatic exposure? Yes, it is. Let's turn automatic exposure off. There we go. It wasn't on yesterday. It turned itself on. All right. So now what I'm going to do after talking about, I don't, unless anybody has any questions specifically about the, I just want to show, oh, the other thing I want to show here real quick is if you look down here, this is my 3-button foot pedal that I've been talking about that I got this week or last week, and I just started using this week. That's the pedal that I can use to do things like I can have a switch to this stream, or I can have a switch to transitions, or I can have it go back to I can have it go back to the starting soon screen. But I'm also using it for other things. So that's the other part that I think is really changing my life is this foot pedal, and you'll see when I'm playing music, I'm going to be using it a little bit more for OBS operations while I'm still playing the piano, and that's going to be kind of fun. So that's basically it. People say, well, how many, how does it seem, especially when you see the transitions, and I've got the cameras it's going to seem like I have almost more than 3 cameras. Oh, by the way, the other reason why you'll see when I'm playing music is I move this camera like this over here, and it almost makes it look like a different camera. I just move it so that it's now placed like that. And now when you see me do the other screens, for all those scenes, I'm in the right, all of those scenes, I'm in the right place. All right. I'm going to take a short break, and then we're going to play music. I'm going to bring my keyboard in here. We're going to bring some music in, and we're going to bring a piano, and I'm going to play music for approximately 40 minutes or so, and then I'm going to get back to work. So thank you for sticking with me for the first half of the stream. All right, so you see me setting up there, which is fine. Normally I use the studio mode, but who cares? I'm getting ready. So to set up I set up I moved that camera there, but then this camera on a boom arm I set up carefully each and every time to show my piano. You kind of show the range of the piano there. But then it's done. It's pretty much done. After I bring the piano in, which is just, that takes about 2 minutes to set up. I gotta get the piano in, make sure it's around, it's on. I look at my mid camera. Do I like the positioning there? Maybe a little bit more this way here, actually. That's good. Hi, Donnie. How you doing? Good to see you. That's too bright. I'll fix that. I think it'll stay, though. Let me just fix this camera real quick here. That's going to be StreamCam. StreamCam. Is it on automatic brightness? Because I turned off automatic brightness yesterday. Oh, so it is. Weird. Okay. Hopefully it'll stay, though. When we go back to transitions, let's try this. Yeah, it's good to see everybody. But now I don't like how it's positioned. It can be manually adjusted. That's better. That's about good. That's about as good as I'm going to get it today. I will try transitions and see if it changes brightness. Which we'll find out in a second. I like keyboard streams. This one's new. Cheers, everyone. A little Diet Coke for the stream. There it goes. Oh, yeah. Taking up. Diet Coke. Diet Coke special effects. Millions of dollars worth. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be having a very mellow kind of, you know. It's not necessary. That's not right. little bit of the old Fifth Dimension. All right, got time to at least sing one song. A little Diet Coke too. Give me a second. What though? Oops. How'd I feel like hell tonight? Tears of rage I cannot fight. Baby, last to help you understand. Are you strong enough to be my man? My man. Nothing's true and nothing's right. So let me be alone tonight. 'Cause you can't change the way I am. Are you strong enough to be my man? Lie to me. I promise I'll believe. Lie to me. But please don't leave. I have a face I cannot show. I make the rules up as I go. And shy and love me if you can. Will you be man enough to be my man? My man. Are you strong enough to be my man? Are you strong enough to be my man? When I'm showing that I just don't care. When I am throwing punches in the air. When I'm broken down and I can't stand. Would you be man enough to be my man? Lie to me. I promise I'll believe. Lie to me. But please don't leave. Alrighty. I like that song, Sheryl Crow. Not necessarily a song that was designed to be sang by a man. Oh, yeah. but you never know. So back to this. Let me think of another song I could play without singing. I'm like a little lighter, Steely Dan kind of stuff. Let me get this. See if I can figure this out again. Things like that. Goes. Let's do that. Peg. That song woke me up when I first heard it. I was like, "Whoa!" Now I'm awake to music specifically. Hope your Tuesday is going nearly as well as mine. I'm just enjoying playing a few songs for you guys, and for myself primarily anyway. Showing off my stream equipment. If you didn't see it earlier, go rewind the VOD and watch on YouTube, and you can check it out. I think I pretty much explained what I have. Next computer I'm going to get. Next desktop computer I get. But I was talking about the memory architecture, but the thing I didn't say, I wanted to say, was that the most important thing about the next, and this is going to be the hardest part, is I don't want the case to have any glass visible sides and no LED nothings. No LED fans, no LED memory. I'm going to go the opposite of the current fad. Those LEDs don't actually add any performance to your computer. I found out recently. They are pretty looking, and that's it. They're not free, and don't add anything except aesthetic appearance to your desktop computer, which, in my case, I kind of don't have to show to everybody. Why do people want you? This is the dumbest fad, by the way. This is going to identify this period of time as far as technology goes, PC technology. If you go to Amazon and try to buy a PC case or a PC, you won't find any, maybe there's one that doesn't have, it's an old-fashioned case with the metal sides. All of them have glass sides now. All of them. Some of them have mesh sides. They're not glass, they're mesh, but they're still open so you can see the LEDs on the inside. What is that about? Come on. Tell me, please. Tell me, people. Wake me up. I need to wake up. I'm in some kind of weird dream. Gee, it's great after staying out late, walking my baby back home. I'll be out from over meadow and farm, walking my baby back home. We stop for a while, she gives me a smile and cuddles my cheek to her chest. We start to pet, and that's when I get her powder all over my vest. After I kinda straighten my tie, she has to borrow my comb. Well, it's one kiss, then we continue again, walking my baby back home. Straighten my tie, she has to borrow my comb. Well, it's one kiss, then we continue again, walking my baby back home. I'll be walking my baby back home. We're just walking my baby back home. And now's the time, this every stream, that I play Girl from Ipanema. Yesterday I played it without the accompaniment, or two days ago. And people were like, what's that song? Today I'm going to do with the band in the box feature. We'll see how it goes. It's the only thing I do with the band in the box.
1, 2, 5.
That's correct. imagine it coming up to the 1.5 hour mark pretty much right away today. It seems like a quick stream today. Now I got to do my outro, which goes like this. Thanks for coming to my stream. If you enjoyed my stream today, tomorrow will be, my plan is to do a very similar one, maybe a little earlier, maybe start a little earlier, maybe 25, 30 minutes earlier. But other than that, very similar. I'll be playing the guitar instead of the keyboard. My show is a lot like the Carol Burnett show, except instead of Harvey Korman, Tim Conway, Lyle Waggoner, and the incomparable Vicki Lawrence, you get none of those people, and you like it anyway. You also do not get Carol Burnett, but you do get me doing this. I'm so glad we had this chance together, just to have a laugh and sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. She used to do this every time. And have a great time. Have a great Thursday. Tomorrow should be Wednesday, believe it or not. And there'll be more. I mean, there's no need to keep going. We're going to do more. I promise. I think I promise. I'll try my hardest. See you later.